What is up, pipe smokers? It's been a while. As you can see, I'm out in the shop on this Sunday morning. Just got back from the Ohio Pipe Show yesterday. Just thought I'd check in, do a little update. I got to meet Kyle, the pipe professor from YouTube, and he's on Instagram. We kind of hung out together the whole show. I encourage you, if you've never been to a show, you got to go to one in your area as close as you possibly can make it. It's about a 2.5 hour drive for me for that show, and of course I've been to Nashville show 3 or 4 times, and it's an 8-hour drive for me going there. And when we go do some trips at Boswell's, it's like 3.5 hours. So I mean, there's like nothing closer than 2.5, 3 hours my way anyway. So, but they're a great time. The Ohio Pipe Show, of course, isn't as big as a lot of the other ones. It's not going to rival Chicago, but I hear that it rivals a lot of the other local state shows. I got to meet, of course, Jeremy Corneo and Deal was there again this year. Cup of Joe's, a lot of private vendors selling vintage tobacco and estate pipes. Of course, Missouri Meerschaum was there, and well, there was just a ton of people there. But it was a good time. Trying to get something done today out in the shop. Of course, I'm smoking some 40th. I took a couple pictures. I didn't do much. I've seen it before, the videos of people showing things at pipe shows. They're all pretty much the same, but we were outside smoking in the lounge there, the patio, and we met this guy, Jim. He's an older guy, one of them worldly guys. Well, we could have sat there and talked to him all day. I mean, he's been around the world, and I believe he was from Ireland. And I'll show you a picture here of him. But my first impressions of him, he was smoking, just an old K. Woody or Dr. Grabo, and I looked at the stem had bite marks all over it, and when Pipe Professor asked him what he was smoking, he said he was smoking some aromatic whiskey blend that was in there, and I was like, yeah, he's just a old-fashioned drugstore pipe tobacco smoker. But then I was surprised because he actually started talking about all the other old blends from like Corneo and Deal, and so he wasn't what I thought he was, but we could just sit there and listen to him talk all day. One thing I wanted to say, if you ever go to a show, I mean, I didn't know this guy from Adam, but I actually knew the guy that was selling the pipes at his table. I'm not going to mention his name, but he's a pipe maker. I watched this guy literally get up, block the rest of the crowd who was potential customers for this guy, get down on his hands and knees and block the aisleways, get out a flashlight. I mean, he's examining this pipe like nobody's business. I mean, I understand you want to make sure the draft hole, whatever, everything's centered in line, and of course like that, but I mean, this guy was going through the 3rd degree. Just making a big scene. And then, on top of that, most people probably don't know, but when you're taking stems off of pipes, you don't sit there and ratchet it both ways, right to left, right to left. You don't do that. You go a one way on and one way off. And a lot of times you don't even have to take your stem off when you're cleaning your pipes. You ask a lot of pipe makers, they'll tell you don't even take your stem off. You don't need to. But anyway, he was ratcheting that thing back and forth, and I was just like, oh God. But I could tell the pipe maker was starting to get a little frustrated, but he didn't say nothing, and of course the guy didn't even end up buying the pipe. But that's just a little extreme. But it's a good time. I got some really good deals on some vintage tobacco. Of course, I picked up several tins of this stuff. You go to one table, it's X amount of money, and you go to another table, it's $15 more, $15 less. I mean, you just gotta look around. And of course, in some cases, it was like $40, $50 more. But Kyle picked up a vintage McClellan wax top tobacco that was probably like 20 some years old, and got it for 35 bucks. Man, that's really not a bad deal at all, especially with them being gone now. And he had cracked it open outside there, and me and him was smoking that, and my expectations was, you know, of course, going to be unicorn status. I thought, oh, this is going to be phenomenal after I just smoked some 40th, and this stuff, you know, I love. And it started out just, it's still really smelled really good. Of course, that McClellan smell, and I was kind of disappointed at first. And once you got through half to 3/4 of the bowl, it really started picking up the sweetness, and it was a hell of a deal for 35 bucks. The guy actually had kept putting more out every time somebody would buy one, and I almost went back and bought some more of that too, and I was like, I gotta get out of here. But other than that, not much going on this way. I said I'm gonna try and get something done today out in the shop, and I'm still on here. I watch videos a lot of times. Sometimes I'll comment, sometimes I don't. I hope everybody's doing good. Summer's almost over. Fall's here and football season begins. Best time of the year for me. Also, bourbon season's getting ready to start. My granddaughter's about a month old now. My grandson will be 3 in September. So me and my wife are loving that. Other than that, not much going on. So I'll talk to you boys and girls later. One more quick thing I wanted to say that I forgot, I thought was kind of funny. Steve Allen, pipe stud, was there from Texas. He flew in, he's on vacation. And when me and Pipe Professor got there, he was walking out with a huge suitcase to his car already. And we're like, oh yeah, there's all the pipe tobacco that was in there that was vintage or good or old, aged for sale, gonna be gone. Be on his website here in another week or so, but everybody was teasing him and he was laughing. But I don't know what all he got, but there was still tons of stuff in there. And we was talking to him there, and of course we both deal with him, and he was asking us where we were from and stuff, and then me and Steve just did a trade there a couple weeks ago. Straight out trade, tobacco for some different tobacco. And he looked at Kyle, and he looked at me, and he did one of these head to toe type deals, and he's like, this is why I make deals fair, because I don't have guys like this coming at me at these pipe shows looking me up after we do a trade. I gotta make sure the trade's fair. I thought that was funny, but that's about all I got. Of course, Steve Norris was there from Vermont Freehand. He's there every year, and Anyway, talk to you boys and girls later.